Hi, my name is Melissa Hicks, and I'm here to speak with you today about the APA Ethics Code. This is our Unit 2 assignment. The first thing that we're going to cover on the APA Ethics Code is the differences in beliefs. There are three types of beliefs. There are moral beliefs, personal beliefs, and ethical beliefs. The moral beliefs are tied more to your personal and emotional beliefs. They are based on what you were taught early in life in your upbringing, generally. Those are tied to family, faith, and culture. Personal beliefs are shaped by your life and your work experience. They're not always consistent from one person to another, obviously, because I have different experiences than you have. Different people have different experiences, and therefore our personal beliefs are shaped and molded differently from person to person. Those beliefs can change over time because our experiences change over time. Ethical beliefs are based on the APA Ethics Code. They come from the job and not the person. And ethical beliefs protect other people, not our own personal feelings. The APA Ethics Code is very important. It affects real life. These decisions that are made at work have an effect on real life for everyone that's involved in the decision. The APA Code encourages careful and cautious decision making. It helps avoid the misuse of power. Ethics slow people down before acting. And this is very important when you're managing people under stress. So, in a fast paced work environment, I'll give an example. Say in manufacturing, everyone is constantly stressed due to supply chain shortages or deadlines to hurry and get a job out. Nothing ever runs smooth in manufacturing. So everybody's already under stress. And the ethics code, it encourages the manager, let's be careful, let's be cautious in making decisions. I'm not going to abuse my power over my employees, and I'm going to slow down and think before I act. So, in every field, the APA Ethics Code is important, and it is definitely important in the field that I work in, manufacturing. It reduces harm in stressful situations. It helps management when they're faced with a gray area as far as which is the best decision to make. The code keeps decisions from being personal, and it protects people like employees who have less power. This is very important in small communities where actions affect long term trust. My business is in a small rural community, and if you make the wrong decision, the next thing you know, the whole community knows about it. Nobody wants to work for you. So this is really important in situations like that to just follow the code and don't try to make decisions outside of an ethical code. Historical events throughout history have led to stronger rules that focus on consistent fairness and protection. We have not always had APA Ethics Code, and the code actually came after Psychology operated for many years without limits, and there was a need for reform. Of course, after people got hurt, that's when someone decided, hey, we need some reform. World War II expanded psychology into very risky roles, and also testing in histories such as the Tuskegee syphilis study caused harm to people. These are a couple of events that came up in history where someone said, "Hey, we need to have reform here in psychology," and so therefore the ABA ethics code came about. Now we're going to discuss the guiding principles of the APA ethics code. Principle A: beneficence and non-maleficence. Think before we act. Ask ourselves who could be harmed from this decision. Address mistakes privately with people to avoid humiliation. Principle B is fidelity and responsibility. Handle employee concerns responsibly. Follow through on commitments that you make to employees. Display dependability. Build trust. Accept responsibility. I think this is really important in management. Sometimes you get managers that won't accept responsibility. They just really feel like they shouldn't. But I think that it's important for a manager to be responsible and accountable, and for them to build trust with their peers, and to also be known as being a dependable person who, if you're a manager, you give an employee your word, you stand behind your word, you do what you're supposed to do. I think that that's very important. That trust is needed there. The next principle is integrity, and this is about clear communication, honesty, accuracy, avoiding misleading others, set clear job expectations and changes. If a job should be changed, make sure to make that clear also, so we can avoid mistakes and avoid getting someone in trouble. Just don't be deceptive and mislead people. Be honest and communicate clearly. Make sure what what your expectations are is laid out on the table, and everyone knows what you expect. Principle E: respect for people's rights and dignity. This protects employee confidentiality. It recognizes economical challenges in rural areas, respects privacy, value individual differences. So, have respect for employees, protect protect confidentiality. If they come to you telling you about an issue that they're having on the job, don't go telling everyone. And recognize that in rural area, people may not have previous job experience doing this job because jobs are scarce in a rural area. So recognize those economic challenges, and try to be patient, work with people, respect their privacy, Um, Also, you know, value differences in people. If someone is a little different from the other guy, don't just embrace that. Don't judge people. Guiding principles in specific concentration area. My area of concentration is industrial and organizational psychology. In industrial and organizational psychology, we want to have ethical recruiting and hiring, and we want to be fair with employee evaluations, respectful with employee discipline. So, just some examples. Yeah, we're recruiting and hiring. Let's be fair. Treat each person the same. Reduce bias in the interviews. I know when I interview people, I'm looking for a set of skills. I'm not really looking at the person. Um, so we get through. Everybody has their background check and their drug test. So once we have employees weeded out with that, and we're down to who we're actually going to hire, I look at skills more than I look at the person, and experience, skills. That's how people qualify for a job at my place of business. As far as employee conduct goes, I try to handle that in an ethical manner, meaning I expect the same out of all employees. And if one employee breaks the rules, he's going to be in trouble the same way that another employee who breaks the same rules are in trouble. No favoritism, no biasness. Everyone's treated the same. I think that that's important. So, next thing that we're going to look at is just the references that we had here. We have Decoding the Ethics Code. That's a good read by C.B. Fisher. And we also have this Ethical Principle of Psychologists and Code of Conduct, which is what we're studying through the course from the American Psychological Association. So those are references that we'll give credit to for this slideshow. And thank you for listening.